after seeing this top, the top 10 already,
Goodness.
like, bring
Worst.
Wanda up to the front a little bit
Worst
more.
top 10. Like yeah, at this point, Wanda needs to be at least top 20. Like putting her down at number 50 and then putting Chris at 5 is crazy.
Crazy work.
Crazy. Work. And it got crazier.
I mean, you called it.
The thing is, as a comedy lover,
yeah.
Before I got into the background of Louis C.K. And before Louis C.K. showed his character in many, many ways, his comedy writing was top-notch. And I understand why there were so many black comedians that reached out to him and had him writing jokes for him.
You know, I never know this dude's name. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I done seen him everywhere.
Yep.
I never knew this dude's name. Yep. Ever.
And that's because he belonged in the writer's room. And that's where they should have kept him. But nope, they put him out in front of everybody and he jerked off in front of a young woman who was trying. You didn't know? Yeah, yeah. Louis C.K. got a big scandal. He was like, this is what happened, right?
Yes.
Louis C.K. He had these women working for him and were part of his staff. One of the girls, he asked her, he's like, hey, would you like to come to my office? Sure. Comes to his office. Hey, now that you're in here, I'm gonna pull my dick out and get to jerking. And then she was like, okay. And that's the only reason why he got off. Because she initially said okay, right? But then he just did it. And while it was happening, she realized this isn't okay with me, actually. But he never checked in. He did his thing. He finished. He was gone. But he did more weird stuff. Like he used to be on the phone with women jerking off on the phone.
Oh my God.
Like literally and he
ginger freak.
Yes. And then like it came out in the news that's what happened and everybody knew. And a lot of black comedians that worked with him were like, dang, like he was our dude, but now I can't really associate with dude. And like some of them were even defending him. And he decided to come out with a special after that. Okay. And he called it Sorry. And honestly, you know when white folks do something bad and now it's time for them to apologize.
Yeah.
But their apology is, honestly, I am going through so much. Like, that's what it was. Like, his whole set was him being like, oh, man, I really am suffering because of this.
My dad was an alcoholic.
Yes.
During my childhood 55 years ago. And it's been sitting with me all these many years. And it led me down a path that I would never expected. I never expected or intended to pull my dick out, even though I asked her.
I'm saying, yo, like,
oh my God.
And it's honestly one of the saddest like stand-up sets I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When it comes to like how blatantly it's like a disgusting watch, low key, because he's got literally sorry and like 7-foot letters lit up behind him as he's doing his whole set, and he's like, yeah, so Should I talk about what I did, or should I just leave it alone?
Oh my God,
nigga, that's the whole reason why you did the special.
Oh my God,
why don't you tell us about it? You know, it's like, oh yo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he did that, and then and I will say, it made me a little bit conflicted. With one of my personal favorite comedians, and probably still is going to be in my top 10.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle. Because he came out and defended Louis C.K., but I feel like the way he defended Louis C.K. went a bit far in a direction that I felt was dangerous to the conversation of what happened, right? Because my thing is, it's public knowledge now. Your homie's a weirdo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for him to come out and Dave Chappelle basically was like, "Don't you think it's weird that she stayed?" Which you know how Dave Chappelle is so good at like pointing out those types of like inconsistencies.
Yeah.
I respect him for it, right? Because like even the whole like talking about the woman on the phone. He was like, yeah, he jerked off with being on the phone. He was like, why didn't you hang up the phone? You know, and it's like, yeah, that's a good point, right? These are avoidable situations, right? And also too, we're most likely, I don't know if it's the case, but we're most likely talking about white women. And so like, I get where, the internal like frustration was coming for Dave Chappelle, because this is a standard white woman trope. But to me, I'm like, you're defending this dude like he's like some wrongfully convicted, black, person that was in a situation or something like that. You know what I mean? I was like, this dude did it. And he came out and said, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you just I don't even think he should have, because what he's called the woman was, he said that she had a brittle spirit. He was like,
yikes.
And he said,
yikes.
He said, if that situation could really stop you from being a comedian, because that's what the woman said. She was like, oh, after that happened to me, it completely ruined my dreams of being a comedian. He was like, if that's the case, you didn't really want it that bad at all. Which there's some truth to it, but it's a bad way to frame it, because it's like you're victimizing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you can't take away how she felt about the situation.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, sure, she could have walked out, hung up the phone, whatever the case may be. But also, how many times are men put in that situation? I've been in that situation, and it's just kind of like, you like, yo, your dick out. I didn't ask for this. Like,
I mean, look, Terry Crews has been in that situation. You know what I mean? Like we're talking Terry Crews. This dude's big as hell, and like he even had, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it was a bit insensitive, but it was insensitive in the standard Dave Chappelle way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel on the fence about defending it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, I'm just like, to me, Louis C.k. got now because here's the thing too, right? Because they're saying that because after that happened, he lost everything. Obviously, he's not, even his special he couldn't post anywhere. He ended up putting it on his own website. People could watch it that way. Now it's on YouTube, I think. But at the time, they wouldn't even let that happen. So like Dave Chappelle was like, dang, he doesn't feel like what happened was equivalent. But I'm like, you wouldn't know if you haven't been in the situation. Yeah. And that's when I was like, probably shouldn't have even touched on it at all. But that's Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. Number 4.